an electric week. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Time for that weekly Mod Collection Demo Shop update. I had a feeling we'd see more custom color Supremes in here, and I love it. Look at this awesome electric blue finish. Now, they called it Blue Ribbon Metallic, which gives me flashbacks to the old Blue Ribbon Les Paul Custom. But this time we've got a $700 premium on it. Looks like they upgraded it to the black chrome hardware, and it looks like they changed up the pickups to the 496R 498T bridge. And they gave us the pearloid backplates and gave it the new finish everywhere. No matching headstock this time, but the finish brings out the blue in the inlays. Also reflects off our tuners. But now I'm curious, did this sell? Because that's really hitting custom shop pricing, and the answer is yes. So I think that was them testing the market before they do too many fun ones. But now check out Burnt Orange Les Paul Custom. It was just a hair under $6,000, and we've documented an Orange Widow before on the show, but this one has such a darker hue to it. This is perfect Halloween guitar. They stepped it up a notch with the uncovered pickups, the black hardware, including your knobs, and if that wasn't enough for you, they put push-pull coil splitting in it. And they just gave this a dull satin finish, which in this case works incredibly well. But this is one of those times where like a streaky ebony fretboard would have looked pretty cool. But you've got the matching treatments to the face, as well as the back of the body, I would assume your edges, the neck, and the headstock. They even sprayed over the Gibson custom logo and the serial number to give you even more orange. But if you blinked, you missed that one. But Gibson was extra proud of Aged Amber Burst. It's a 54 standard reissue. They posted this one up to the Instagram page, and you know what? I really enjoy this. It's super rustic. It reminds me of some refinished 50s Gibsons. It's got this cool violin burst color to it, and the ambered knobs complement that. The cream plastics pop against this finish. It's just a really rusty sunburst color, and that matches with the VOS treatment to the tailpiece. Everything just accentuates the top carve to this. If only this was like a Les Paul Supreme and had the carved back, because all the coolness and uniqueness pretty much goes away by the back. I think it'd be cool to see Gibson make a violin Les Paul, you know, like the old Gibson EB1s. Now, I'm not talking give it the cutaways, but do like a purfling layer around it, give it the similar finish. I'd be okay leaving the F-holes out even. But if Fender can do it with a Telecaster, let's do it to the Les Paul. Check out this slick hot pepper burst. It was $4,700 and they called it an Axcess Custom, which is certainly customized and awesome, but this is just an Axcess standard. But it's got a P94 pickup in the neck. You've got a mixture of gold and chrome on the Floyd Rose. I have not seen that on one of those before. That's pretty cool. And this finish reminds me of the prototype Apex Headcarve guitars that we've talked about. And ooh, nice, you get the matching appointments onto the tuners, and they ambered over our clear coat, making the Gibson logo look older than it is. And very nice, that is similar to the DC Rust finish on the back. Not exactly the same, because it looks like they also put the yellowed clear coat over top of that. That's pretty cool. And of course, they gave you super fancy electronics as well. But now we've got a 70s style Flying V in Spearmint Blast. This is pretty par for the course of refinished 70s Vs. They usually do the satin finish to make it a little bit easier. But the Spearmint color with the white, it pops, it looks familiar. And you've got the matching back, but hold the phone. It's got the demo shop serial number. I would have thought for sure we'd be well within the 100s of the DS style serial numbers, but they've stamped it in a way that made it look like the custom shop Hendrix's. And I knew it. Looking through these photos, it's like, yep, I'm sure they're gonna give it a government green case, and they did, okay. No way that's still here. I had somebody leave a comment. How many of those government cases do they have? Here's my theory. I don't think they're leftover stock anymore. There's no way that they had that many of them. I think they just custom ordered them from TKL or wherever they get them from now to include in the mod collection and demo shop, you know, just as a spicy factor. If they're refinishing guitars, who's to say that they won't have custom cases to give to a guitar to give it that edge? I'd be real interested to compare a confirmed demo shop green case to an actual first run government green. Maybe we could actually find some differences, or maybe they really do have a warehouse full of them because they were expecting more government wood to be returned or something. But if the Floyd Rose is not your style, they also had a 57 reissue in a similar finish. They named it Smoky Starburst, but hey, what's going on here? Must have just been some reflections of the light. This kind of reminds me of a signature slash model that they could do. Nice plain top, but yet piercing in red. But a perimeter burst instead of the teardrop shape like we've seen on the Vermilion in the past. That's like if the Vermilion had a custom shop release. And here's why that looks so good. Again, a tinted ambered lacquer for our clear coat matching the knobs. We can easily confirm that by looking at the headstock. And whoa! Okay, guess we got some more fun on the back. DS style serial number and they made it look like a Firebird. Interesting. Only on the neck. I thought for sure that was going to go straight through the body. So they just gave it the appearance of a 5-piece neck. But if you were upset about that, apparently they were just in a funny, goofy mood because they did it on the side. It's experimental. I don't think I would like that on every single guitar ever, but it kind of reminds me of like multi-layered wood guitars like the Gibson M3 Deluxe. And this just looks extra shiny. I like this. And apparently somebody else did too. And we've got even more aliens. So 2 weeks ago, we had an alien standard in the USA shop, and then the UK got one, and now we're back to the USA with Zesty Green Metallic, this time on a 60 standard. You've got the P94 pickups all chromed out, including your knobs, nice dark fretboard. But then you flip it over to the back, red and green, feeling kind of Christmassy. I feel like we need some white sparkles on it. That would be perfect. But yeah, it gives me more Grinch vibes, but I love this wood grain. Like, it's not the craziest we've ever seen, but it stands out so well in that finish. And hey, we've got locking tuners with a side profile shot. And once again, not surprised, cranking out a whole bunch of these green cases. But even that one flew away. Is it going to be a perfect knockout this week? Let's see. Oh, baked chestnut Flying V custom 5700. These can take a little bit longer to sell. So it looks like it's kind of a really dark reddish brown. It's got the gold hardware yet. I guess you don't find too many Flying V customs in new finishes. No matching headstock or anything like that. But there we go. That's what it's going to look like in person. And the whole thing was refinished. Is that just how the custom shop's going to do their serial numbers? It looks so foreign. But let's see, did someone like it enough? Nah, not a perfect sellout week. I do see that selling in the future, but it was really missing that it factor to make it sell instantaneously. But here's another one, Orange Top 3150 Standard. It's got the double cream pickups going for it, gives you the red rocker vibes, and they left the back natural. So if you're wanting those new double classic white 57 classic pickups in a guitar and you don't know how to install them yourself, that could be good, but that's another one that's still there. But now let's check out the European side of things. They had a burnt sienna satin SG standard, kind of looks similar to that last orange, but the black plastics help pull it off, and that's an extremely dark fretboard. Yeah, I thought that had a chance to be ebony. It is. So that means this might have started life as one of the Guitar Center exclusive Silverburst SGs? I mean, it's possible. It's within the serial number range, or it might have just been a freak, but that actually makes it kind of cool. Then they gave us a Chrome Dome 50 standard. Nice and silver, as the name implies, but they made it look like a custom shop with these style knobs. But flipping it over to the back reveals the red side. But now, USA Demo Shop firing on all cylinders. This has to be the nicest top I've ever seen on a 335 figured in Blueberry Burst. And on top of that, you get like $1,000 off. $3,000 for that. How is this still here? I mean, the back isn't as perfect, but it's nothing to sneeze at. Is there like some horrifying defect on this? Because that's the kind of top where even if you get it and the dealer won't give you any type of partial refund and you find a small ding, you weigh your options. I'm going to send this gorgeous beauty back, and what I get is not going to be as good, and you just decide to keep it. That's tempting to buy and review. Here's another one in 335 land, this time a satin. But my goodness, you're only saving $300 for this one. Go for the other one. It's just such a good deal. But they threw a Maestro Vibrola on here, capped off our tailpiece studs, gave us black tuner tips. Then a 3-pickup VOS 57 reissue Graystar Presence. It's the version without the Bigsby, if that's what you prefer. Then I always love seeing these sparkling burgundies. Definitely my favorite color out of the custom color series. It just looks phenomenal in person. Then haha, I tricked you, another 335. This time custom shop in Aspen White, 4800. Do you notice something weird about this one? It's a wrap tail. Occasionally the Music Zoo custom orders stuff like this, so maybe it was initially for them or a similar dealer. You don't find that often. It's quirky enough that I like it. But if we could have that with just a bridge humbucker and like not have the pick guard, that would be even more fun. But the problem is the way they have to inlay the neck into the body creates a tenon. So in order to do that, you would still need a tenon cover, at the very least like on the Tom DeLonge signatures. But overall, I would say this white finish looks great. It's super aged, and the reason why it's in here is because it got tons of finish checking. Well, maybe not tons, just in the high stress areas right here. Nothing to worry about. But then this thing sold fast. At first, it just kind of looks like one of the Epiphone Muses, because it's just a single kind of sparkly looking color, even though I think it's just a solid white. You've got your tenon cover, no pick guard, but then you zoom out, it's actually the Gibson. but it went fast at $16.99. Another thing that went fast was a $52.99 64 reissue Trini Lopez. We got the Dave Grohl's coming out. Somebody decided they wanted the real deal, original Trini. And then lastly, an Axcess custom, but it's not Bengal Burst this time. It's just regular black. I didn't even realize this was an Axcess until I got to the back. Because then you get the Apex Headcarve and your Comfort Cut and your Swoopity Whoop. Both of the overseas shops took a week off last week, but the EU one came back with a 345 60s Cherry. It's got some alright wood grain. Kind of hypnotic when you get it in the light. A 60s figure top unburst, as well as bourbon. A second unburst. And then a casino I had to take a double take on. Is that the USA version? Only $600? No, it's one of the import versions. Although I wondered, did somebody make a mistake on that and think it was a different one? And now, lastly, the UK demo shop over in London. They took another break. However, it's probably because they're focusing their efforts on the Gibson Garage London opening on February 24th, so that's just a couple weeks away. I'm sure they've got a lot of stuff to be focusing on there. However, it seems like both of those demo shops actually operate out of the Netherlands one, so maybe we'll see the official transition of these guys or similar taking over the demo shop for their country as far as their shipping. Who knows? Time will tell. Gibson seems to be putting a flagship store in all the countries so they can sell direct to consumers. The Nashville one was incredibly popular, and I'm glad it's here. So who's to say it won't work in other countries? All right, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed our weekly recap. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, consider subscribing. I post videos like this every day. And you might even enjoy this next one.